Good morning, everybody. You want to see my breath when he started doing breath work and talking about breathing there a while ago. I was like, oh my God, what'll I do? Oh no, I breathe. I know what to do. That's okay. So, good morning to you on what I believe is World Kindness Day. I didn't get that from ChatGPT. That was Marty Whelan, so we can take it as gospel. We know it's World Kindness Day, right? So, and you're probably, maybe some of you are thinking, breath work, I've been doing fine. You know, it's the first thing you do when you come into life. You take your first breath. The last thing you do is, and why do I need somebody telling me about breath work? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes and I'm going to give you a strategy, hopefully, that might explain why we need and why we can use breath work. So popular science has us believe that the average person has tens of thousands and up to maybe 60,000 thoughts a day. That's the average person. But principals, being superheroes, even though we all don't wear capes, we probably have double that. And if we have that many thousands of thoughts a day, the good news is that apparently 90%, and this is again backed up with data, 90% are a repeat of yesterday. So we are in a constant loop all the time in our minds. A study in Australia looking at principals and principalship showed that on average a principal has and performs 45 new tasks or 45 individual tasks every day. So one every 8 to 9 minutes that you have an individual task. So imagine you have that many, you have thousands of thoughts every day. You're starting every 8 to 9 minutes in your school day a unique task. This that is going all the time cannot be the same thing that says, relax. Calm down, because this is what is going. So what do we do and what should we do? We need to try and come out of the mind into the body. And why do we come into the body? Well, we come into the body because of the autonomic nervous system. And the nervous system is, we have the vagus nerve, we have the dorsal vertebra. But what we know about the gut now, and the gut being part of the nervous system, they call the gut the second brain. And believe it or not, 80% of the thoughts that come out here start down here. So I'm asking people for a sense of curiosity and adventure this morning when I'm talking about breath work. But there's a bit of science for you, and there's a bit of why we need and why we're going to come out of the mind and into the body. So I have lots and lots of techniques, and obviously just for this morning, I want to just do one technique with you, if it's okay. And given what I've just told you, this technique is called 4-7-8. And what we're doing is we're literally going to breathe in for 4 together, and we're going to hold for 7. And then we're going to breathe out for 8. When we do that, what we're doing is we're literally slowing down the nervous system, and we're calming the nervous system down so that we can get to the dorsal vagal, the dorsal nerve, and we can just calm everything down. And when the nervous system is calm, then the messages coming up have some bit of clarity, and then and the idea is that it calms everything down for us. So can I ask, and I'm going to invite you, and the way that we'll work this is I'll invite you in your own time just to put your hands on your lap, and just, if it's comfortable for you, just to close down your eyes or to soften your gaze and look down at the carpet if it's not comfortable for you. And all I want you to do in this moment is just to become aware of your breath, how it is right now. You don't have to change it. And every one of us has a different story, and every one of us comes from something, and we all bring something. So what happens in the mind and what happens in the brain is that we have thoughts, like I explained to you, thousands every day. So what I want you to do, if you can, if there are thoughts coming into the mind, just let them be. Don't try and change them. If you're thinking about the thinking all the time, well then, you're not going to come out of the mind. So what we do is we welcome the thoughts with kindness, and we just become aware of them. Just noticing the contact points on the chair, the floor, your hands on your legs. And if you're comfortable with it, I'll just ask you, through the nose, we're just going to breathe in for 4. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, in through the nose, in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and breathing out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And keep that going for yourself. I'm just going to give you a little prompt as you're in for 4, hold for 7, and out for 8. When you get to the out for 8, what I want you to try and do is, if you have a niggle, if you have something annoying you, breathe it out, let it go. What we want to do in breathwork, when we're breathing out, is we want to let go of what no longer serves us. If our minds are in loop, if we've that many thoughts, if they're 80, 90% of them are a repeat of yesterday, they are not serving us. So as you breathe out what no longer serves you. And you're in for 4, and you're holding for 7, and you're out for 8. And in your own time, when you're comfortable, if you just leave your eyes closed and return your breath to normal, what's normal for you, and just becoming aware again of the contact points on the chair, maybe a little bit of movement into the fingers and a little bit of movement into the toes. And when you're comfortable and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can pick a point there for you, maybe on the floor just for now while you reintegrate with the light. Now are you fixed? Sorry, I'm only imagining. That's a joke. That's a joke. So, yeah, as I say, I started Breathwork last year, did 300-hour course, and it has genuinely changed my life. One of the things that just very quick, I met Jack Durkin a couple of weeks ago, and we know Jack loves to, he puts up amazing stuff on media, and it gets you thinking. But he didn't know the story about the two wood cutters. Have you heard that story about the wood cutters? 2 wood cutters, and they go to work at the same time every day, and they have the same amount of timber to cut. And every day from 1 to 2, one of the wood cutters goes home. And the other guy stays, chopping timber every day. And at the end of the day, the guy who went home ends up with more. Oh, that's me. Sorry. I'm sure, well, it can have 15 seconds. And then, so he goes, and every day, so the guy who's there working all day and chopping timber all day gets really, really annoyed. And he eventually says to the other woodcutter, you go home every day for an hour, and I'm here all day, and you end up chopping more. What do you do when you go home for the hour? And he says, I sharpen my blade. So mind yourselves. Take a break. Thank you very much. Gurmila Magat.